Hi everyone, this is Bryant Dillon here at Comic-Con San Diego 2018, and I'm here with a comic creator, Dennis Culver. How you doing today, Dennis?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well. We're back at Geek Mecca, and we're going to talk about your new title here at Image Comics. So what can you tell us about this new series? It sounds bizarre, fantastic, weird, maybe even a little bit epic. What can you tell me about it?
It's called Burnouts, and it's drawn by Jeffo, with covers by Chris Burnham. It's about basically the worst kids at school, in high school, the ones that you were told never to talk to. They're the only ones that can save the world from an alien invasion. But the only way they can see aliens is if they get high.
Right.
So they're less effective at saving the world.
Okay.
But basically our main story, it centers on this nerd kid who's never done anything like that. He tries it for the first time at this party.
Okay.
He sees an alien, he thinks he's going crazy. And then he meets the Burnouts, he gets swept up in this world of fighting aliens, learning how to get wasted and how to deal with them.
Are the Burnouts? I know that you've referenced "They Live" in sort of like the pitch for this title, and people who know that movie can see sort of the references.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the Burnouts, it almost makes me think back to the Frog Brothers from like Lost Boys. Are the Burnouts somebody that know about aliens already and are sort of bringing this main character into their world, or is everyone's becoming aware of it at the same time?
Yeah. So they're the kids. You know. Usually when I tell someone about, the Burnouts at your high school, everybody's got like that mental image.
Sure, yeah.
Kids that are skipping class, they're smoking after school, or during school. The main thing is they don't know what's going on. They're just seeing these things, and that's part of why they're glad that the kid Andy kind of comes into it, because they see him as a smart kid and they're like, all right, this is finally somebody who can help us figure this out.
Okay.
And so hijinks ensue, et cetera, et cetera.
So, what is it about They Live that helped inspire this, or what other inspirations led to the creation of this title?
When I was describing it to Jeffo the artist, I described it as Freaks and Geeks meets They Live, to kind of give us a touchstone for it. Of course, in They Live, they put on the sunglasses, they see the aliens, they see a hidden world. Mostly what that kind of came after the initial idea. I've always kind of been into the idea of people fighting an unseen enemy. And this kind of led into that. And then when I thought about the Burnouts in my own high school and my experience, I had friends that were Burnouts. I kind of melded those ideas together, and it kind of took a life of its own. Like once you say, well, what if they could only see them when this happens? And then that leads to all kinds of what I think are logical, misadventures.
Sure.
Because of that. But yeah.
Well, and when we're talking about the cast of characters, are there any standouts to you, or any that you could describe to our viewers to kind of give them a flavor of what the cast is like?
Oh, sure. So there's Andy, who's the nerd. Then there's actually a pair of brothers called the Roach Brothers.
Okay.
And one of them's the leader. The other one's kind of the more cynical one. He hates Andy. He doesn't think Andy should be a part of their crew. Then there's Jackie, who's kind of this mean-spirited girl who's very good at kicking ass. Mm-hmm. And then there's a kid I call Man-Beard Manny. Now, I don't know if you had this when you were in high school, but there was that kid who was maybe 14, but he had like the full beard.
Yeah, I already knew what you were
going to say. Yeah, you knew it. Yeah, so that kid, and a lot of people had that in high school, and it was just always astounding to me. He looked like a 40-year-old man, but he was a 14-year-old kid. He's one of the members as well, so that's kind of like the crew. And then there's, teachers and parents and all that getting in the middle of it,
So what are the pros and the cons of fighting extraterrestrials on, inebriated on illegal substances?
Right. Well, you're definitely, they have to smash them. They have to hit them with something. It's like a blunt object. So your coordination's not there. So it's definitely going to be a problem. Aim, just trying not to hit your friends.
Sure. Yeah.
Trying not to,
not good.
to fall. So there's a scene in the first issue where they crash a party, and they're the only ones that can see the aliens. So to everyone else at the party, it's just the bad kids have showed up and they're just smashing everything, and they don't understand what's going on because they're swiping at imaginary things and smashing up the place. So that kind of, everybody thinks they're awful. They don't know they're really helping.
Excellent, excellent. And is this a planned planned arc with an end, a mini-series type deal, or will this potentially be a ongoing series?
It's an ongoing series. We have a few arcs planned until it comes to its ultimate end, but could go on for a while.
Excellent. And are there any other projects that you're currently working on that you want to mention to readers that are, or viewers that are
nothing that I can talk about right now. I just did a nonfiction book about the Black Panther, the art and history of the King, which was kind of a collection of all the art of the Black Panther, and then I wrote about the history of the character. But as far as new stuff, it's all like in development right now. But.
And if they're interested in the Burnouts, when should they be looking for that to hit comic stands?
It comes out September 17th. It's important to pre-order it now.
Definitely.
Our final order cutoff is August 27th.
All right.
So getting it done before then would be great.
So excellent. So if you like what you heard, pre-order now. Dennis, thank you so much for talking with me.
Yeah.
And of course, if you want to see more interviews like this one, go to www.fanbasepress.com.